Ironically enough, on June 11th, I revived this channel with the idea or goal of sharing my journey about quitting my 9 to 5 on my own terms, talk to you guys about side income, side hustle, how I was going to be able to grow this income on the side and be able to quit my 9 to 5 on my own terms. And then, surprise, surprise, like a week and a half later or so, at this point, 2 weeks ago, I was given a separation notice from my employer, aka I was being laid off. It has now been 2 weeks. My last day of employment was actually this past Friday, June 27th. And as of this point, I don't have a 9 to 5 job anymore. But what really gives me peace of mind is that I'm not empty handed. I've told my family and friends as I have shared the news with them of what's going on. I'm so grateful that the version of me 2, 3 years ago actually put in the work, because at least I have something to fall back on, right? We usually never plan for plan B, C, or D, but it's when stuff really goes downhill that it really pays off, and it gives you peace of mind. You can sleep better at night knowing that you got something else going on the side that at least is going to give you some support, at least it's going to give you some backing. And I know you're probably wondering, Miguel, this channel barely has 119 subscribers. How is it possible you're thinking of going full time? And listen, don't worry, fam. Let me explain. If you've been following the channel for any amount of time, you probably checked out some of the older videos. You know this is my second channel. I have another channel called Miguel EDC, where we talk about everyday carry gear like knives, tools, flashlights, multi-tools, and more. I've been working on that channel since 2023. It has about over 20,000 subscribers by now. I've even made a few videos here in the channel of how much I got paid my first month being monetized on that channel, how much I got paid my first 6 months being monetized in the channel. So check out those uploads here on the channel if you haven't already. I'm using the Miguel EDC channel as a case study. And I do want to make a very important distinction right here. I wouldn't recommend just anybody quit their 9 to 5 and go full time on YouTube. That is not what I'm saying. You absolutely want to have a game plan. In my case, I have been trying to develop my side income, my side hustle, creating content for the last 5 to 10 years plus. And clearly, I've had some rate of success. I want to say I'm perhaps about 80% out of 100 ready to make this move. I would have liked to. It would have been wonderful to have had more time to be able to actually quit my 9 to 5 on my own terms and have just a little bit more income to count on. But hey, this is the way things happen. So I am ready to go ahead and take the full plunge and actually go all in, because I already have about 80% or so of my income coming in from other sources, right? The YouTube AdSense, the affiliate income. So I'm not foregoing a 9 to 5 to go full time on YouTube empty handed, starting from scratch. I absolutely already have something that has been working for multiple years now, which is definitely a great cushion and launch pad so I can realistically consider going in full time. So I wouldn't just do it empty handed. Obviously, it's something I've been prepping for. So word of caution, word of advice right there. Don't just go full in on YouTube and quit your 9 to 5 out of excitement, but rather because you have already put in the work and you already have income coming in for all your side efforts, whether it be creating content or side hustle, whatever it is you already have going on the side. I shared this on an earlier video, but just for context, I had ChatGPT run a projection for the remaining months of the year. I fed the data for all the side income I've made from January all the way through May, which has an increasing trend. The prompt to ChatGPT was to use this trend and project it forward to give me some income for the month June through December. And it gave me a linear outcome. So if everything continues growing at the same pace, I have somewhere of an idea what that monthly income is going to look like for the remainder of the year. And I also asked it to give me an exponential projection, which really puts me at a really good place by the end of the year. So I'm tracking monthly where I'm at with each projection. The month of June just wrapped up, so I am right there with the linear projection and just a little bit under the exponential projection. So as long as I keep putting in the work, right, as long as you guys keep showing up and supporting what I do here, this thing is only going to keep growing. And I'm very excited for that. I heard this said from many other YouTubers. I've been listening to a lot of advice on YouTubers that have gone full time, for one reason or another. And I always keep hearing this phrase: no risk, no reward, right? Sometimes in life, You got to assess a certain amount of risk. My amount of risk right now is that I am generating income. It's not 100% what it used to be. I am maybe 65% or so to 100% of what my income through my 9 to 5 was. But that's enough of a risk I'm willing to take, a bet I'm willing to take on myself, that I can put in the work to not only make the difference, but also what the potential for making even more. I was telling my wife this yesterday, what's awesome about, this YouTube AdSense and affiliate income and working for yourself and being independent and not relying on a 9 to 5 for your paycheck, is the fact that on your 9 to 5, you are capped at whatever salary, whatever hourly rate. You guys know, I'm sure you guys can relate. Nowadays, it's so difficult to climb the corporate ladder. Even trying to get a raise is ridiculous. Like, they barely give you a raise once a year if they're nice, only to keep up with the minimum amount that they can get away with compared to inflation, which is so ridiculous. However, when you work for yourself, the income potential, there is no cap. You can give yourself a raise just by working harder, having a higher output of what it is that you bring to the table that provides value to society, and simply just going all in. So now that I have a lot more time on my hands, that I'm not just doing this part-time, but rather full-time, I can't wait to get to a point where I'm not only making or replacing what I used to make, but going above and beyond. And that right there is what gets me excited. Sometimes it even keeps me up at night, because I'm just really, really fired up about that. All that together, what it means for me over the next month to 2 months to 3 months is I have a lot of hard work ahead of me. Basically, I am minimizing expenses to the bare minimum, trying to avoid spending money I don't have, trying to really cut back on unnecessary purchases here and there, and just really going all in as much as I can on this business, really, really getting my feet wet. And again, even though this channel has barely over 100 subscribers, guys, the full picture is my Miguel EDC channel, which I've been working on since 2023. That one is, again, really taking off, 20,000 plus subscribers. And I'm really loving creating content over there. Now, this Build Daily channel gives me the ability to share a different kind of content, right? All my audience over there is all about EDC, everyday carry gear, knives and flashlights and multi-tools and things like that, and everyday gadgets. Here I want to talk about, obviously, life and life lessons, and how people actually motivate them to also go all in on their side hustle, go all in on being independent, going all in for working for themselves. Because just like I lost my 9 to 5 job after almost a decade of service, showing loyalty to this company, they could care less and they kicked me to the curb the way they did, the same way that it could happen to anybody. I've been telling all my friends, even close friends, hey, I know you love your 9 to 5, and the company you work for may be amazing, more power to you. Maybe they give you great benefits. It's all good, right? It's all a way to keep you there for as long as they need you there. But the one time or the one day that they decide something else, something different, and you're no longer valuable to them, then they're not going to be afraid to let you go. That's just the reality. It slapped me in the face and hit me like a ton of bricks in my own life. Like, this just happened literally 2 weeks ago, and I'm just overcoming all this with a ton of positivity, coming out the other end, like, really, really fired up, because I have been sort of building this launch pad for myself with YouTube, with affiliate income all these years, knowing that this could happen someday, right? Rainy days happen eventually. You have to be prepared for when those days come. So bottom line is, if you work a 9 to 5, don't make that your long-term goal. Try to obviously work something on the side that can hopefully make you independent from that 9 to 5, or at least give you options. If push comes to shove and, crap hits the fan, you want to have at least something else you can fall back on. That's just the wisest thing to do, instead of relying on a single source of income. I've talked about that a few times here in the channel. If you're only relying on a single income stream, then you are absolutely in trouble. Definitely, you want to diversify that as soon as possible. But that is my roadmap, guys. I'm gonna be continue to create amazing content over there at Miguel EDC. I'm also gonna be uploading here, hopefully at least once a week, but sometimes I'll aim for twice a week if I can. This being my second channel and all. So if you like what you're hearing, if this is your kind of sauce, your kind of content, if you want to be motivated to achieve bigger and greater things and you want to follow my journey, then definitely consider subscribing. I would appreciate you. And my goal is to share with you all as much value as I possibly can, each and every single video. Everything that I learn, everything that makes me successful, I'm going to be sharing with you guys with full transparency. So you guys can also not only follow along, but hopefully inspire. If it only inspires one or two or three people out of the entire audience, I mean, that in my book is a success. We want to inspire some of you guys, especially if you're younger, in your 20s, maybe your late teens, you're just getting started in the workforce, how to really live life on your own terms, right? What have I learned from my past life? Obviously, the things that I've done over the years, and what to do, what not to do, tips, tricks, life advice, things like that. This is a channel for you guys. If you made it to the end, you're awesome. Really appreciate your love and support through this full-time YouTube journey with me here. Really appreciate you all. And I can't wait to see where this thing takes us here over the next 2, 3 years. Looking back to this day, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting journey, and I can't wait. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace.